Hey there, I'm an American living in the Netherlands, and I'm continuously shocked by everyday things here. And so I wanted to share a few of those with you all today. So the first thing that I'm super shocked by is that the Netherlands has monthly air raid sirens. So every first Monday of the month, you'll hear these air raid sirens at noon, and they blast throughout the town for about a minute. And no one warned me about this before I came to the Netherlands. So the first time I heard these air raid sirens, I literally thought that we were under attack. And so I was like trying to look for cover. I was looking around at other people to see like their reactions, and the Dutch people around me were just like going about their day like it was nothing, because it is nothing here. And yeah, it's totally normal. And so this happens because the government used these air raid sirens during World War II to warn people about bombings and attacks, but the sirens are also used to warn people about inclement weather as well. And so these monthly sirens are just tests to make sure that the system is working correctly in case of an emergency. Although I heard that in 2025, these sirens would be going away and they would be replaced by alerts on your cell phone. And I've heard that this has caused some controversy because some people think that by having the alarms on your cell phone instead of blasting out in the open where everyone can hear it will keep some groups from being able to hear the alarms. So I am interested to hear what you all think about that, if you think that it's a good thing for them to stop these monthly air raid sirens, or if you think that it will negatively impact some groups of people. I'm also really shocked by the lack of small talk here. So in America, whenever you go to a retail store or a grocery store, you'll be greeted by the cashier, and you'll start to do this little exchange of like, how's your day going? Maybe what are you getting up to over the weekend? Ooh, let me look at what you bought, and like talk about those items. And this is like a totally normal exchange in the US, but here I've noticed that that doesn't happen. And in the US, there's even a store that's really famous for how their cashiers do small talk. It's called Trader Joe's, and they have such S-tier small talk that you'll think that they're flirting with you most of the time. Sometimes they even give you flowers if they think that you're having a bad day or if they just want to. But I always hated this type of small talk if I wasn't at Trader Joe's. I found it really awkward to find something to talk about or to be engaged in that person's life when I didn't really know them. And it was also weird to figure out how much information to give to keep the conversation going, but also not give away too much. And I just remembered this really embarrassing interaction that I had with a cashier. So I went to buy those little smoothie pouches, you know, the ones for kids. They're like the squeezy pouches. So I was buying a couple of them because I really like to have them. They're a really nice snack to just like put in your backpack. And the cashier naturally thought that they were for kids. And so she was like, oh my God, my kids love these, but I can never get them to eat the ones with the veggies mixed in them. How do you get yours to eat these? And I just froze, and for some crazy reason, I blurted out, oh, my kids really like these. And if you don't know, I don't have kids, so I have no idea why I said that. But I thought the conversation would end there. It did not. So then she started asking how old my kids were, what their names were, where they went to school. And in the span of a couple minutes, I made up a whole backstory about my imaginary family to this woman. And yeah, that just wouldn't happen here, which is nice. I've really never even had a cashier here ask how I was doing. They just ring up my items, tell me how much it costs, and to have a good day. And another thing that I'm shocked by is just how early stores in the Netherlands close. So in the US, prior to the pandemic, our big chain grocery stores like Walmart were open 24/7. But nowadays, they close more so around 11 p.m. And for our smaller convenience stores like CVS or Walgreens, which are comparable to Boots, I don't know if there's a store in the Netherlands that is comparable to. I was thinking Etos, but they don't have snacks or food there, so it probably wouldn't be them. But anyways, stores like that are typically open 24 hours. So it was a huge shock for me coming to the Netherlands and finding out that most stores close at 5 p.m. I did find that there are some Jumbos or Albert Heijns that are open till 9 p.m. or 10 p.m., but there are no stores that are open 24 hours here, at least where I live. And I've heard that Dutch people like this because they like to work normal hours, which fair enough. So they don't want a culture where people are working overnight, which is totally reasonable. But as an American, it does give me a bit of anxiety to not be able to go to this. Oh my God, look at him. He's so cute. Hi. Also, as you can tell, a lot of dogs here are not on leashes, and so they just roam around. And I don't know if that's something like specific to Amersfoort or if this is something that's typical throughout all of the Netherlands. So I'd love to know if you know. Just leave a comment. So like I was saying, it's totally reasonable, but as an American, it does give me a bit of anxiety to not be able to go to the grocery store in the middle of the night if I might need like medicine, or say that I have the munchies and I'm really hungry. It's more so anxiety around the convenience of being able to go whenever I want. And so that's been a bit of a culture shock for me, but at the end of the day, it's not really a big deal, and it's better to have people not have to work overnight shifts and be able to enjoy life. And speaking of grocery stores, something else that I found to be super interesting is that there's American sections of grocery stores here, or like American food items that are totally not American. And so whenever I see an American themed thing here, it's more so a Frankenstein mix of American like tastes that we as Americans would never put together. So I do wonder if the Dutch actually think that we eat this way, or that we eat these items, or if this is the Dutch way of making these foods taste better to their palate. I just think it's really funny not being able to recognize things that are supposed to be American. And I think that we do it in America as well when it comes to Asian foods or Hispanic foods. We'll put our own twist on them, whether it's because of ignorance or to just make it more palatable to the average American consumer. Okay, so those are just a few things that shocked me about the Netherlands so far. I'm sure that I'll have a lot more as time passes, but I'd love to know if you have any suggestions for videos that you'd like to see in the future, or any topics that you'd like to hear me talk about. You can just leave those in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!